Welcome to Stay InTouch, the podcast that unpacks the complexities of financial plannings and programs. Join us as we explore the options available to you to have a better financial future. I'm your host, Mariana Villareal, and each week I'll have an expert in the field that is going to give you information and knowledge to help you plan the best future that you can. Whether you're a small business owner, head of household, or just a little bit curious, Stay InTouch is here to empower and educate our listeners by debunking some myths, some misinformation, and we will cover a wide range of information for you to have a better plan for your future. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome back to another episode of Stay InTouch. I'm Mariana, your host, and today we have a very special guest, actually one of our newest team members at InTouch Financial Group. Everybody welcome DeMario Williams.
Thank you.
He is our sales manager for life insurance. He just joined our team not too long ago, so we're very excited for him to be part of InTouch Financial Group. And I thought it would be a really cool idea to bring him on just for all of you to get to know him and to also ask him a little bit of questions of why he's been in the industry for so long and, you know, what makes him different from, other agents. We're going to talk a lot about agent relationships with the correct IMOs, aligning correctly under the carriers that really suit your personal book of business and who you tend to work with. So, welcome. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing well today, Mariana. And yourself?
Pretty good. It's been a long week.
Already, right?
Yeah. March feels like forever, and we're still not done, but we're almost there.
I think that's why they coined that term March Madness, right? It's always so very hectic for us.
It is. I want to thank you for taking the time to be with us today. I know it's kind of a long drive. It's weird because in Atlanta, it takes you an hour from Atlanta to get to Atlanta. So
touche.
It's weird.
Touche. This is an interesting place to say the least, especially when it comes to commuting from one side of the city to the other. And for me, I've been in Atlanta all my life. I grew up here. This is home for me. And I've just learned, there are specific times of the day where you can move around the city kind of unimpeded. But I have enjoyed coming out here to InTouch Financial. This group has been absolutely phenomenal. The office is absolutely beautiful out here. So, it's that kind of vibe that makes you want to come into the office.
Yeah, it is. Being an independent agent has a lot of perks. You could work remote. You can affiliate with an agency and work for an agency internally. You could do hybrid. There's quite a bit of things that you can do as an independent agent. Most agents are 1099s. They don't really work for carriers. If they do, the compensation's a little different. But tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got yourself into life insurance.
Well, again, I'm from the Atlanta area, so I grew up here, and my mom actually got me into sales. I played the recreation sports as a kid, and they have the fundraisers annually where the kids have to go out. We had those little candy bars. I think they even still sell those same little candy bars when the kids have to go out and do things. And I would always win. I was always at the top. And my mom and I realized we both kind of had a knack for this thing. And so obviously she started in the sales. And as I got older and went to college, I got into sales myself. And I started off in furniture sales, believe it or not. And after a while, we just realized that, furniture was cool, but I didn't want to work all the holidays. I didn't want to be a key-to-key type of employee, you know what I mean, and have to be in this one location. And so a mentor of mine from the furniture industry mentioned to me about insurance, and he was like, I think this would be a really good route for you to go. So I started in insurance, and it was almost 15 years ago now. I just haven't looked back. It's been a blessing to be in this industry, to be a part of this industry, to be able to impact the lives of individuals.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think most people, when they associate insurance, our minds go to car insurance, home insurance, cell phone insurance, things like that. But they don't realize that there's more to insurances, like health insurance and life insurance. So when an agent gets the thought of, let me try this out. Unfortunately, most of them tend to go because somebody invited them to a multi-level marketing organization where you have to recruit and sell, recruit and sell, recruit and sell to make like such a small percentage of commission on your sales just because you're not recruiting. And so, here at InTouch Financial Group, you want to recruit? Great. You want to sell? Great. What do you think is like a good advice for somebody who has been thinking about joining the industry?
Well, one of the things I would tell anyone that is looking to join the industry is, first and foremost, you have to have care, right? You really, really have to care about people and want to educate people. That's one of the things that's kept me in the industry for so long, right? Is I really, really care about people. I really want to educate my community, which is typically underinformed when it comes to the topics of insurance, especially health and life insurance, because to your point, the car insurance, home insurance, things like that, well, a lot of times, up until here recently, right, it was all mandated by law. It wasn't until the past decade where we had to have health insurance as individuals, right? And so trying to combat that and to teach a community that insurance isn't a bad word. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a necessary thing. And so, again, I would say for anyone looking to get into the industry, you just need to really care about people. It's the thing that's going to be able to keep you going through the tough times, because you'll remember that I'm here for this reason. I'm here because I care. I'm here because I want to make sure that no one has to put up a GoFundMe page when someone passes unexpectedly, right? We don't want to do the fish fries or the spaghetti sales or any of that stuff that people are accustomed to doing. And so that's what I would say, would be a great thing for any new person coming into the industry to have, is just care for individuals.
Yeah, I think caring is a job description that I tend to do on any job post. Like, do you care for people? Because if you do, great. This is the place for you. If you don't, if you're just looking to make money, I mean, it is still really good because, you can
make money.
You can make a lot of money.
Bank, right?
Yeah, we make a lot of money. So it is a good career path as well, because insurance is basically recession proof. Like when COVID hit, everybody was looking for their health insurance, for their life insurance, for making sure like that their car and home insurance, everything was good to go, like their mortgage protection, just in case something were to happen during COVID.
Well, I mean, then there's the flip side of that coin, right? How many people during that time didn't have? How much more did we see the rise of GoFundMe accounts during this time period when folks were dying at alarming rates from a disease that we weren't able to get a handle on?
Yeah.
And again, it gets back to that caring for your community, caring for individuals, and wanting to be an impact on the lives of others in a positive way.
Both of us have trained quite a bit of agents, and, they always ask, what's the secret to being successful selling life insurance? In this case, we'll talk about life insurance. The
secret to success doesn't matter what industry you're in, right? If it's insurance, if it's construction, if you are a restaurateur, it doesn't matter as long as you have drive, right? That is going to be the thing that makes anyone successful at any venture that they choose to embark upon, is having the drive, having that hunger, that burning motivation inside to succeed, to win. And so, yeah, that would be that one key thing that the easy button or the ticket that really gets everyone going that says, how do you do it? How do you make it seem so easy? Well, we just have the drive. We want to succeed on either a personal level or a family level or just an individual level. We want to succeed. And if you want to succeed, if you are driven, if, again, you care about people, the insurance industry is a great industry for you because we make money, right? We get paid to care.
Yeah.
It's almost a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I think about it.
And I think everybody has to realize it's different from, your PNC, those type of insurances where you have to purchase it. You can't drive a car without insurance.
Right.
Health insurance and life insurance, it's not mandatory to have, but it's completely different because when you have it, it makes you feel different than having just car insurance.
Absolutely. I have sold a number of individuals on the fact that it's that comfort when you go home at night, that beyond whatever happens to you, your family is taken care of. And that peace of mind, that's really what it is, right? It's just a peace of mind that I know, regardless of what happens to me, my loved ones are going to be taken care of. That's really what it's all about.
And most Americans live paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
So when they say, I can't afford to get sick, it's because you can miss out on work.
Literally, they can't afford to get sick.
Most people can't afford to die nowadays either. Like, you would think, oh, okay, whatever, it's done. No, it's not done because you leave behind so much. You leave your family with the bills of your funeral, and let's say you had a home, and now you have to figure out what the heck is going to happen to my house, or even debt, like a car or credit cards that everybody nowadays is like basically drowning in debt because of COVID and people getting laid off. So now you're using those emergency credit cards left and right, and bankruptcy because of medical bills. So like you said, it's that peace of mind that as an insurance agent, we should be able to transmit that to anybody who we talk to and make them see the value of something that they can't touch. And I think that's why people are scared to join the industry, because it's like, how am I supposed to convince somebody to, I see it as an investment, but let's call it a purchase. How do I convince somebody to purchase this if they will never, most of the time, even touch it?
Well, I think that is where we get into some of the different types of plans that are available, right? We have plans with living benefits in them. That means that you don't have to die to see the benefit of the plan. But going back, I digress some. One of the things I heard when I first started selling insurance, to the point of it not being tangible, is we sell a piece of paper and a promise. That's literally what insurance is. It's a piece of paper and a promise that when something happens, we'll be there for you. I always feel as though you have to be able to ensure in an individual that there's value to what it is they're looking to purchase, right? How is this going to be of value to me, to my family, the with them, what's in it for me? You always have to show someone what's in it for them. And so I get back now to the plans that have living benefits in it. That's what's in it for me, right? And so when you come on board at InTouch, we have all different types of plan offerings to go to the community with that makes you much more marketable to your clientele, right? And so I think that's another big thing and one of the great things that's offered here at InTouch.
Yeah, and for any agent that's looking into becoming part of this industry, one of the biggest things is finding the right group for you, which was when we first met, one of your first things was like, who are you and how are you going to help me? Because my previous team, like my success was and you had like you could talk about it, like two different instances in the same company, but two different teams, and the different team made it completely different for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what you're referring to is when I started my career in the insurance industry, I was living in Texas and I was working for a really, really popular, really big name company. We won't speak them on air, but a really, really popular big name company, right? And when I started my career, I've been a bit of a natural at sales. As I mentioned, I've been doing it for a long time. So I started and I did a really, really excellent job right out of the gate. I mean, I was going, selling. Now, mind everybody out there, I might not look that old, but I'm in my 40s now, right? When I started, I was in my early mid-20s. And, you know, you give a kid a lot of money at one time, and, you know, you expect them to do things that young individuals would do. And at that time, for me, it wasn't the best thing. I needed more mentorship, more coaching as to how to handle the business, how to work with everything. Alluding to the next point, a few years down the road, I move back home to Georgia, get with another group within that same company dynamic, that same company structure, and my career truly takes flight then because I was able to put all of the skills I already had together with the mentorship that was provided for me to help me get over those rough patches and to understand more of the business end, the back end of the work that I was doing. And so, yeah, to your point, when I came on board here, I was like, look, what kind of support do you have for me? Because while you can be great, while you can have all of the tools necessary to be phenomenal in this business, it really takes a team because you won't have all of the answers to all of the questions that are out there. You won't know how to properly fill out a claim or to go through all of the steps to make sure an individual gets the money that, again, that piece of paper and the promise that we gave to them, right? And so all of that is very, very necessary, not only for new agents, but even older agents in the business because, you know, things change. This is an ever-evolving industry. If you think about it, we deal right with the things that the doctors and the nurses deal with. And you think they don't have to go to school constantly to refresh their knowledge? Well, it's the same for us. We always have to be refreshing our knowledge, making sure we understand what changes have gone on within our industry. So a good support team is just vital to being able to make sure that new agents, older agents, any agent will find success in this industry, I believe.
Yes. You know, teamwork makes the dream work.
That's it.
And so, you know, here at InTouch Financial Group, one of the things that I always say to every single agent that is coming on board, first of all, I feel like you should shop around when it comes to IMOs. What agency are you going to align with? What agent like that? Does that agency have really good resources? So here at InTouch Financial Group, one of the resources that I always brag about is the Alliance Group.
Right. This right here that we're doing right now.
Exactly. Like the fact that they have opened up so many resources to us and to all of our agents to make them successful because that's what they want. They want to make sure that they're well trained. They want to make sure that everybody's up to date with the changes. Like you say, products are always changing. Carriers are adding, carriers are taking away. You know, they're always modifying to fit what's going on in the world.
Absolutely.
And so I always tell everybody, you know, what kind of person are you outside of work? Because if you're a procrastinator doing laundry, which everybody hates, you know, it gets to the point where the laundry piles up. And now you're drowning in laundry. And most people, or some people that can't afford it, they're just like, whatever, throwing it away or donating it, gonna buy a new one. And so I've met people like that. And I'm like, how are you financially, like emotionally, spiritually, like if you do that with just laundry, right, you know? Right. And so it has to be a good match between the agency and the agent as well. Whether like when it comes to communication, I mean, our name is InTouch. So, you know, we're always in touch with the changes in the market. We're always in touch with our agents. We're always in touch with our members, our clients, our policies, like everything is up to date.
I'm going to tell you the thing that impacted me the most about InTouch is the fact that they're in touch with the community. Right. That was really, really impactful for me when making my decision as to which IMO to go with. Right. A lot of agencies, they don't have a lot of women in your position. Right. Or women that look like you, especially in your position. And when we think about the demographics of the area in which we live, we need to be able to service our communities. And sure, we can have someone that looks different go into our community. I could go into your community and try to make a sale, right? But things won't mesh as well always. And that's, again, one of the things I think is so great about InTouch is that they're aware of the importance of being in touch with the community. And you know, if you're making a decision or if this is something that's going to help you as an individual make a decision, I would definitely consider InTouch on that point alone.
There you go. Yeah. So one other thing that I think it would be very helpful for people who are thinking about joining the industry is compensation. You know, unfortunately, there's quite a bit of companies out there, multi-level marketing companies that have made life insurance a game. And it's not a game. It's something serious that people are basically depending on in their hardest time. Before I came into InTouch Financial Group, I had gone to 2 different MLMs because somebody invited me. Mm-hmm. And they were very persuasive. They talk about the luxury and you're going to make so much money. They made it very money focused. I believed in the product, which is why the 3rd time was charm. But I hated the fact that why do I have to work so hard for 20% commission? And then I had to recruit so much to even get to 30. And I think the max that I ever saw on like an offer on the table was 75% commission on a sale that I personally got, like my personal book of business, all of that. And to me, it was just like the math ain't mathing.
Right. And so when you say 70% commission, that was of the total sale? You were only getting 70% of your total sale as though someone else had helped you obtain that sale, right? Not that's the commission structure from the insurer, the Mutual of Omaha company, or no, that was...
It was because they made it seem so much of, well, the person that recruited you needs to make money off of you. And so obviously it's a pyramid thing.
Absolutely. And, you know, I've never truly worked with an insurance company that works like that before, because that's not how insurance was introduced to me. Right. Again, I tell you, I worked for a big company for a number of years. And while we made a certain percentage of commission based on a said product, 100% of my effort was my effort. Right. Unless it wasn't 100% of my effort. If I had someone that was, I can remember a time I started with a partner and he and I would go out together and sell business. And we would split things 50-50, right? But it was because we were working together, not because I just brought him in. I was going to get 30% of the work or his efforts, right? And that's not how things work here at InTouch. Another reason as to why I was so excited to come on board here was because your efforts are your efforts. Mm-hmm. You know, of course, the insurance companies, they're not going to pay you always 100% of what it is they're bringing in. And how could they survive like that, right? But we're not taking anything additional from you for being on board. And to your point that you made earlier, it's not incumbent upon you bringing people in for you to up how much commission you earn, right? You can sell. If you want to sell. It's fine. Go ahead, sell. Make your money. If you want to bring people in and afford them the same opportunity that you've had, absolutely do so. You can make a little more money that way, but it's never incumbent upon you bringing people in to earn. And that's why InTouch is different. That's what makes this not a multi-level marketing scheme.
That sold me too, because when, Eric sat down with me and he was like, no, that's all theirs. You're like, really? And they don't have to recruit? They're like, no, that's why we hired you, because I was hired as a life insurance recruiter. And so I was like, well, why would somebody say no to this? If you're already in the field, but you have to share a lot, why wouldn't you want to align yourself with an agency that gives you what's yours?
Exactly. And again, a big reason for me making the decision that I made, because I had interviewed with another couple of companies prior to coming aboard with InTouch, and they were like, nah, you have to do all of that. I was like, no, thank you. I'm not doing that. That doesn't even sound right to me. I'm not new at this, so you're not going to pull the wool over my eyes. That doesn't sound right to me, so now I don't like it. But this structure makes sense. This structure is the way things should be. You know, it's what I came into in the insurance industry, and why, again, I came on board and chose to partner with InTouch, because it just makes sense.
Yeah. And then another thing that you did mention to us, the products available with the amount of carriers that we work with. We're not going to specifically put a carrier in front of someone just because we like this carrier because they do a lot for us. No, whoever we talk to and run quotes for, and someone is interested in it, there's going to be different options with different carriers, because one carrier might suit the client a lot better than the other one.
Yeah, and not just that. I mean, one carrier might have stronger name recognition than another one, and it's as simple as that for a customer some days, right? But having the options at your disposal means that you, as an agent, now have all the tools in your belt to satisfy whatever the customer's needs are. And you can always make a sale when you can definitely take care of the customer's needs. And that's what's really powerful about being here and having such a wealth of insurers to choose from. Is there is going to be a very rare occasion when you meet a customer that you cannot satisfy their needs.
Yeah, and I think there's quite a bit of different carriers that we work with, and some might accept a specific group that maybe another carrier will immediately deny.
Yeah, like for me, the company I worked for, they denied me life insurance. Now, if you can see me, I'm not a very, very big guy. I'm 5'9", all of 180 pounds. Now, when I applied for this insurance, I was closer to 200 pounds, but I was coming out of college. I played football, and so I was just a little bigger at the time. They totally denied me insurance because my BMI was out of whack. And again, top insurance carrier in the country, ladies and gentlemen, denied me because my BMI was out of whack. And so, it's just a great thing to have options. You have to have options to truly be able to satisfy the need of your client base.
Yes. So, again, this specific episode was to target, and explain a little bit more to people who are interested in the field. It's good to be in touch with what's available to you. Sometimes we get led to the wrong place and we get discouraged, because there's so many people that get licensed every single day, and we get a list of that. And so, we wonder, why did they get licensed? Is it because somebody convinced them and said, no, you need to do this, come on board? Or is it because they really do see the value on it? And then there's a lot that just let their licenses expire because they just didn't like it, because maybe they were with the wrong team.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a part of it. And I think that at times, right, forgive us, because we have had success. We are able to show some of the success that we've had, and we can make it look easy sometimes. Truth of the matter is, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
It really isn't. It takes work. It takes time. It takes educating yourself. And then it's going to take that, what I mentioned earlier, that drive, that determination to be able to persevere when times are tough, when things aren't rolling exactly how you want them. But that's where we come in at InTouch, because we're that team that you can lean on when those times come about, right? And we can make sure that you get your head back right and get in the game and go make that money and accomplish those goals that you've set for yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's really what it's about, in my opinion. We're here to help you accomplish your goals. Because if you accomplish your goals as a new agent, as a veteran agent, then we're going to accomplish ours, right? So we just want people that are excited about helping others to come in and give it a shot and know that it's not a get rich quick kind of scheme. That's not it. No. Now, you could be lucky and you could hit a major deal, right? And you can make a lot of money that way, but it's not a get rich quick type of scheme. But it is a get to a place that you can be comfortable type of scheme. And it doesn't take that long to get to that place.
At all. This is my June 1st will be my 5th year selling and building teams of agents. And honestly, like my first 2 years, it was tough. I mean, it was a lot of learning, trying to keep up with what was changing and like, oh, did you know that you could do this instead of for an IUL? Like there was a little bit of tuning that you could do to make the policy better. And I'm like, well, dang, you know, I didn't know that. But the great thing is you can change those policies. And most of the time, I want to say maybe like 80% of the people that I went back and reviewed their policy that I had done 2 years ago when I first started, I said, hey, like, let's rewrite this. I have something better for you. And I didn't know that at the time, but you can make commission again.
Right. Right.
Because it's basically a rewrite and you're making it better for them. And most of the time, because you make it better for them, their immediate thought is like, oh, well, let me invest more into it.
Exactly. Exactly. And then they're going to bring someone else to you.
Yeah.
And then you get to grow when you just do things right for people. And you know, I think a lot of people, especially newer agents, are nervous because of that lack of knowledge. And it's okay. People understand, you know, people in the world, they understand. Yeah, I'm doing something new. And so while I got you into what I believed was the best thing 2 years ago, I've got 2 more years of knowledge under my belt now. And now I see how to rework this thing. And maybe I could save you some money, which in turn, to your point, now you're going to spend a little more with me to make sure that you have that peace of mind that you and your family needs. And then my pockets, you know, have a peace of mind of themselves, right?
Exactly. So, but again, you did the right thing because whether or not they would have spent a little bit more, you still went back and reviewed that policy. And what most people think is like, oh, it's just a one-time sell. No, it's not. Most people have, personally, I have 2 going into my 3rd life insurance policy. And because life changes.
Absolutely.
And things evolve within the family. So
they tend to grow.
Exactly.
Right.
So there's always opportunities. And one thing I will always say to every agent is, do not think you're out of hot market.
Oh, yeah, no, never.
Because you might have sold something to one person one day, and then that you come back around, you review it, and they're like, oh, so-and-so actually needs one too. So now you have like a referral system. And I think there's this one guy that has a book called $1 Million Lead. Because that's another thing that agents are always asking. How do I get my leads? Do you provide leads? Leads are expensive. They can cost around $200-$300. We tried a couple years ago leads, and you had 60 seconds to verify, 90 seconds to verify they qualify or not. And if you pass those 90 seconds, they were going to charge you $75 per minute that you talk to the person. So we were like, no. It's better to self-market, and this is why InTouch Financial Group is so in touch with the community, is because we want to put our agents in the field when it comes to events, community services, things like that, to market your name and your services to the people in your area. When it comes to leads, do you have any recommendations for agents?
So the way I started was by knocking doors, right? I was door to door. And while that was tough, it taught me a lot. It taught me to value individuals because, to your point, getting that referral becomes the easiest way to market yourself. And so for any new agent, leads, yeah, you can go buy them, but we have resources here to help you get to market with professional materials going out to potential clients to get those specific people coming back to your door to get the services that you're providing, right? And so, yeah, we could go pay for them, or you could let us show you how to get to market without paying $75 a minute. That is preposterous. Oh my God, I would never.
Yeah, I know. We had a little bit extra budget that year, but it didn't work out that well.
Yeah, because it's just, that's a tough life. And, you know, we'll have people call in. We do a lot of marketing as it is, right? And so we do have some leads coming in. We have other departments that we can get some crossover business from, but nothing beats you getting into the community yourself, meeting people, talking to people, telling people what it is you do, who you are, and how you plan to help them. You got to remember what's in it for them. And so if you can go to market yourself and explain to people what's in it for them with these products that we're making available to them, then you'll have success.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things is networking. I believe everybody should attend at least 2 to 3 networking events a year. Mm-hmm. And that gets you connected with people that you can benefit and vice versa. But I think ever since COVID hit and so many small businesses were impacted, not the big ones, the small ones, they realized we need to come together as small businesses and network with each other to help each other out, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think networking nowadays is changed so much because now people are really looking into how do I help you and how do you help me?
Yeah.
Can we make this together?
Not just that. I think, you know, that time period it's still lingering on us, that COVID time period, and not being able to just sit this close to one another, right? Or be able to have that touch and that tactile feel of another person in the room with you. And so I think all of that plays into making sure that we are visible, you know, making sure we're a part of the community, making sure that we're getting to know the people that one day are going to need our help. Because I always heard there were 2 things that are guaranteed in life. You know what they are?
Death and something else.
Taxes.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Death and taxes are the 2 guarantees.
It's tax season.
Right. And so what we always do is we help protect against one. I don't have any suggestions for you on the other. I'm sorry, everyone, but we can help you protect against one of the guarantees in life.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can go on and on and on about this subject. But if you are interested in knowing a little bit more about the industry, InTouch Financial Group, you know, some recommendations, this is why we hired him. You know, he became part of our team for that specific reason, because he knows what it takes to get to that place that I know a lot of us want to. And maybe you feel a little bit stuck where you are and you're not tied to anything unless you're a captive agent. Most agents are independent, and you can have different carriers with different insurance agencies. So try out, I'll try out one carrier with you guys and watch you succeed with that one carrier, and you eventually, move it all to InTouch Financial Group.
Yeah, to that point, it takes sometimes just dipping that big toe in the water, right, to make sure it's not going to kill you when you get in. But just take an opportunity. We are here. We look forward to being of service to our communities, to new agents that want to come on board. We're here to help. We're here to keep you in touch and for us to remain in touch and hopefully get your pockets in touch with the things that you want them to be in touch with, right?
Exactly. So, we all love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for taking time. You see, it wasn't that bad, right?
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Thanks for having me on today. I look forward to coming back and discussing some more about InTouch and life insurance with you.
Yes. And again, if you're interested in getting, maybe set up a conversation with DeMario, feel free to reach out to us. Well, his email is DeMario@InTouchFinancialGroup.com. Shoot him an email. He'll set up an appointment with you, see where you're at, evaluate, and guide you to the right place. If it's with us, great. If it's not, it's okay. We wish you well. And, if you're doing great already, continue to do what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So thank you again. And tune in to next episode and see what is available to you and how you can stay in touch with your resources. Thank you guys. Have a good day.